What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Big Ten football channel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to SG1 Sports Big Ten Football. My name is Evan Preco, and today we're going to recap the Nebraska Cornhuskers 2019 spring game. Now, obviously, with Nebraska, Scott Frost coming into his second season as the head coach. Last year, they went 4-8, which is worse than they thought they would do. Obviously, a disappointing season, but they had a strong finish, winning 4 of their last 6. Now, with the spring game, the red team beat the white team 24-13. The red team consisted of the starters and scholarship players, while the white team consists of backups and walk-on players trying to earn a spot on the final roster. A much closer score than we saw from last year's spring game. In the 2018 game, the red team beat the white team 49-9. A lot of offense and a lot of poor defense that we saw in this game. Obviously, a much closer score this year, and that can either, come down to poor offense on the red team's part or much better and much improved defense for the white team, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. As far as offense, passing-wise, we saw all 5 quarterbacks play. Obviously, Adrian Martinez, who was the starter all of last year, except for the game where he was hurt against Troy. He got the start today. He was 5 of 9 for 110 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, for a 194.9 passer rating. He played the first few drives, and he scored a touchdown on the ground on the opening drive. We saw a lot of Noah Vedral and Andrew Bunch today. Noah Vedral was 13 of 19 for 144 yards, no touchdowns and a pick for a 121.6 passer rating. In my opinion, he played very well. Andrew Bunch, not so much on the other hand. He was 9 of 21 for 80 yards and a pick for a 65.3 rating, and I think because of that, as far as the top 3 quarterbacks, obviously Martinez is going to be the starter. I think that Vedral is going to be that second string quarterback, and then the third string option is going to be between Andrew Bunch and Luke McCaffrey, who is a huge off-season land that Nebraska was able to get. A big recruit. Obviously, we know what Christian McCaffrey did at Stanford and what Stan McCaffrey, the ability that he has shown at Michigan. So Luke McCaffrey looks promising. He didn't play too well. He was 1 of 8, didn't throw for any yards, no touchdowns and a pick, even though that interception was kind of, dropped and kicked in the air. But still good defense on that interception. Rushing wise, Maurice Washington did not play today. He's been limited all of spring practice because of the legal issues that he's currently in. So of course he did not play at all today, but I do think that he will get some playing time during the fall. For rushing on the red team, Brody Belt got the most carries. He had 13 carries for 53 yards, which for just over 14 yards per carry. And Austin Hemphill, he was 6 for 32, which is a 5.3 yard per carry average. Wyatt Mazur he got 7 carries for 18 yards, and then the rest are just quarterback rushing stats. And then for the white team, Jalen Bradley got the start for them. He got 12 carries for 57 yards, averaging just under 5 yards a carry. Miles Jones had only 3 carries, but was somewhat productive. He had 12 yards, averaging 4 yards a carry. Luke McCaffrey, 2 carries for 9 yards because he was doing a lot of that read option offense, and he looked decent with it. Corbin Ruth got 1 carry for 6 yards, and Matt Masker, did a little bit of running on the field as well, but not a lot. Nebraska, obviously, they're going to have one of the top offenses in the country. They improved offensively last season, and I think that they're going to get even better this season with Scott Frost, running it. Obviously, we know what he was able to do with being the offensive coordinator at Oregon. Had one of the top offenses in the country all 3 years that he was their coordinator. Took them to the national championship in 2014. And then at UCF, they were scoring 40-plus points a game on offense. In 2017, he comes to Nebraska, who had somewhat of a struggling offense in 2017. They improved greatly in 2018, and they, I think, can get even better this year. As far as the defense, I think they have also improved. They gave up 24 points to the Red, and I think that under Eric Shenander, he said that he wants to bring Nebraska's defense back to how good they were in the 90s when they were the black shirts. They were shutting out people and having them average negative yards a game. And I think that that's what we saw today. We saw an improved defense. This defense was one of the worst defenses in the Big Ten. And I think that if they can continue to improve and play well, they can be one of the better defenses in the Big Ten. Obviously, the Big Ten is a conference known for having good defensive teams like Wisconsin, even though they weren't great this past year defensively. But Michigan, Purdue, Iowa, Michigan State, all of these teams have good. Most of these teams have good defenses. Another key point to touch on, Scott Frost said this in an interview. He is very happy that nobody got hurt during the game. He said everyone's been very healthy during the spring, and he's very relieved that they were able to finish the spring season with no serious injuries. That means that this team is going to be healthy by the time fall camp comes, assuming that nothing disastrous happens, and that is a great sign for the program, for the way they want to start the season next year. And how the spring game resembles this year's upcoming team. Obviously, Scott Frost has said that they've improved on both sides of the ball. He's been very happy with the defense because he said that they've been able to, keep the offense from moving the ball at some points during the spring season. And I don't think that that's at the offense's fault. They're going to be good. I think the defense is getting better and the offense is not getting worse. And I think because the defense is getting better, we will see quite a bit more wins for the Cornhuskers this upcoming season. Obviously, there were games last year where they scored a lot of points, but they lost because of, inconsistent defense. Like you think of the Northwestern game, the Wisconsin game, and the Purdue game where they just gave up too many points and, the offense played well, but they couldn't score enough to win it, to, rescue their defense. But I think that if the defense is able to improve this season and they're able to, set a tone during the games, the offense is going to go out there, light up the scoreboard, and they're going to win a lot more games than we saw last year and possibly, keyword possibly, compete for a Big Ten title. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Nebraska's offense is getting worse, or do you think that they're fine and the defense is getting better? Please leave a comment down in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the team, how you think they're going to do this year. This is SG1 Sports Big Ten. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our main channel, SG1 Sports. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you for watching this video. If you're a Big Ten football fan, please subscribe to the channel. Leave us your thoughts down in the comments below. And for the latest in Big Ten football, keep it right here.